Hi, y'all, and happy Resurrection Sunday. I try to refrain from saying Easter Sunday because of the paganistic connotations. But, I got to thinking about Easter's past. And when I was a teenager, we used to go and spend every Easter in Florida at my grandma's and go to church with her. And my grandma was a sweet woman. She was a Proverbs 31 woman. She was, everything you could think of about Proverbs 31, she was. In fact, that was what was preached at her funeral by a very good friend of hers. Being a preacher's wife, she had a lot of preacher friends. So, at any rate, Grandma was a hoarder because she was a preacher's wife, number one. So she didn't have a whole lot of money because this was before the days of the mega church. And I don't think my grandpa would ever have gotten called to mega church anyway, quite personally. But, and she was raised during the Depression, and she was poor. She was one of 17 kids. And she was from Alabama. Alabama, it's a whole nother planet. Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia, they could be in that planet, but, anyway, Grandma was a hoarder, and Grandma never threw anything away. When she died in 1997, we found newspapers from 1970. And I'm not talking about just where she had clipped out an article where somebody had died or somebody got married or somebody had a baby. I'm talking about the whole newspaper, even the coupons. Heck, I would have used them coupons. I'm just saying. But anyway, Grandma didn't throw out newspapers. The only thing I ever know of she ever threw out was seeds that she got like in oranges and apples and watermelons at the grocery store, and them suckers grew up. She's been dead since 1997, but her yard still filled with trees and stuff from where she just threw out seeds. We'll call her Grandma Appleseed, won't we? So, anyway, Grandma was a hoarder. She didn't throw out newspapers. She did throw out seeds. She didn't throw out underwear. Even when her brother, my Uncle R.C., died, she kept his underwear, his boxer shorts. And I think she wore them too. I really do. But, at any rate, and she wasn't no transgender. I'm just saying. But, at any rate, my grandma wouldn't even throw away her old panties that was stretched out, was out of elastic. And this one Easter Sunday, I guess I was about probably 15 or 16, we were on the way back home, coming through Interstate 10 from her home in Florida, and Mama and Daddy decided we was hungry. And so, at that time, the Captain D's served all-you-could-eat fried fish for, I think it was $5.99. I don't know. That was a long time ago. I was 17 years old, maybe younger than that, and I'm 40 now. But anyway, my grandma, like I said, she was dressed to the nines. It was Easter Sunday. She had her best dress on, had her hair. Her hair wasn't as pretty as mine. Her hair was gray instead of green. Y'all, I really think green's my color. But anyway, she decided she needed to go to the bathroom. So she got up to go to the bathroom, and she had a dress on. and her panties, as she started walking, her panties started falling. They fell down around her ankles. And when they did, I mean, she, without missing a beat, she turned her walking cane upside down so she could get the hook, so she didn't have to bend down, and she got them to where she could reach them, and she pulled them drawers up, buddy. She sure did. She pulled them drawers up. And you know, my grandma embarrassed me so much, but she was senile before she died. And, you know, senile can do a lot of things. She may have forgotten my names and all my cousins' names and her kids' names and different things like that. But she never forgot her scripture she had memorized. But anyway, back to her panties. She pulled them up and pulled them back on her behind somehow without meeting everybody in this full dining room at Captain D's restaurant, just off I-10. And she went on to the bathroom, and when she come back out, she told my mama, she says, "Sweet pea, I had a pin in them. I had a safety pin in them. They shouldn't have fallen down." But they did. But you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of in Hebrews 12, where it talks about how Jesus endured everything up to the cross, the point of bleeding and dying for us. That serves as a good reminder to me that we need to press on and persevere. You know, God may, you know, call us to some very uncomfortable places. I mean, I was uncomfortable when my grandma lost her drawers in the middle of Captain D's restaurant. But you know what? I would give anything for her to be here and know my children, Myrtle Jane and Bubba Ray. But she didn't get to see them. She didn't get to see Myrtle Jane, who is the oldest. And she definitely didn't get to see Bubba Ray. But at any rate, my grandma is up in heaven with the Lord, and the Lord's going, "Look there, look there. Bean is talking about you and what an impact one of your most embarrassing moments, or potentially most embarrassing moments, and how it inspired her." And you know what else? My grandma was so senile back then, she probably wasn't even senile enough to be embarrassed. And, you know, she was a good, God-fearing woman. And I hope one day, when Myrtle Jane has children, I inspire my grandchildren through my embarrassing moments. But, you know, I really think I'm going to keep the green instead of going gray like Grandma did. But, you know, you never know. Bye, y'all. Happy Resurrection Sunday.